So she stops me like, wait, how much you gonna pay for it? I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, how much you gonna give me? How much you gonna pay for it? This is expensive pussy. I'm like, I laugh it off because I'm lit. So I'm like, what the fuck is this bitch talking about? She ain't no prostitute. What are you talking about? I try to go back to her to start kissing her. She's like, no, wait, I'm serious, wait. Like, she got serious. So I'm like, oh shit, let me get serious too. She's like, how much are you gonna pay for this? This is expensive pussy. You just think I'm gonna share my body with you for no reason? So I'm like, okay, wait, hold on. What? She's like, I charge men in order to have sex with me. You wanna have sex with me. You want to explore this body. How much are you gonna give me? And I was just like, I'm not paying anything. What are you talking about? She was like, I charge every man I have sex with. Listen to this. I'm not even gonna put this rapper on blast. Never mind. She charged the rapper, she said literally the month before, 10 bands, and he paid 10 bands. She's like, listen, I know you're not a rapper, so you're not gonna pay 10 bands, but I want at least 3. I was like, you want me to give you $3,000 so me and you can have sex? She's like, yes. You're gonna be able to enjoy my body. I want to get something out of it. I want 3 bands. I want $3,000. She was like, you can cash at me right now, PayPal, it doesn't matter. She started laughing. I'm kind of laughing. I'm thinking she's playing still at this time. Because this is prostitution, bro. So I'm like, okay, every time you have sex, you charge men? She's like, yes. Every single man I have sex with, they pay me. They cash me out for this. She's all like, where have you been? This is what all the girls do. I'm like, what? She told me all the Instagram influencers, all the girls that's popping, charge these rappers money to have sex with them. She said rappers aren't out here getting bitches like that. They have to pay. So I'm just like, yo, this is cuckoo bananas. She's telling me how all the Instagram influencers, all the rappers, everybody is out here paying for women, and this is how women are getting paid nowadays. They're charging men for sex. They charging them for the nudes. They charging them, you already know, for the OnlyFans. They doing, I was just like, everybody? She's like, everybody. Any girl that you talk to that's an Instagram influencer, you're gonna have to cash her out. Bro.
Yeah, this was gonna be a quick one on Mercedes Moore and the the gentleman that killed her. And really, there's not too much to say about it. It's pretty much straightforward. You can actually say that it's a pretty much straightforward deal, especially when you deal in flesh. Now, let's put it this way. I don't care what your trade is, right? Nobody has a right to kill you. I don't care if you're walking down in the wrong neighborhood or getting robbed or something like that. Innocent people get killed all the time. Innocent people get killed from road rage. It happens. So I'm in no way condoning, what this sick dude did to this woman. Okay, not. But the thing is that that's one of the downsides. But like I said, I don't feel sorry for drug dealers to get shot up. Should he get shot up? Should there be violence on the street because he's dealing drugs or whatever he's doing? No, he shouldn't. Murder's murder, and the cat that shot him should do his time and face whatever consequences that he has. And I've been to many funerals where people were doing the wrong thing at the wrong time or with the wrong person, got done in, got taken out of here. And why do I feel a little tear for him? Because a life has been taken? Yeah, I do. But by the same token, I don't feel sorry for him because that's the game that you decided to play. And I'm going to say this here about Mercedes Moore. That's the game she decided to play. So I don't feel sorry for him. I don't. Like I don't feel sorry for streetwalkers out there doing the gig, putting their life at risk to make some money. That's part of the game. Their families will, but I can't really feel that way because that's a known danger. That's a known risk. And for far too long, IG models have been skirting that line between being a diesel and being a regular person. And it's something that the pimp guy said. I actually had him do it. I actually had him give me a response about renegades. And I consider IG models renegades because I've heard stories about IG models getting people over there and getting guys over there that think that they're going to do it for free. And well, now the guys realize there's a door tax, there's a charge. We can't even go into this door or do anything unless you cough up $1,500, $3,000, whatever the fee is. And I'm sure if she had 3.2 million followers, I'm sure her fee was probably around $3,000 to $5,000. And maybe he paid it and maybe he didn't. Or maybe he thought he was going to get something more than she was offering. Because details that was in the paper that she lived in a gated community, number one. And number two, there's no sign of forced entry. And number three, it was broad daylight. So the odds of her accepting a guy, a gentleman caller, the odds of her, somebody breaking into a gated community, finding her place, breaking into her place without forced entry, the odds are pretty slim. So if in any other case that had happened, you would think that she had to have known the person. And you would think that, okay, there's someplace they made contact and she knew him personally, or they met a boyfriend, beta male orbiter, or some type of person, right? But when you put IG on top of it, and a popular IG on top of it, and you know what kind of things that IG models do to make money, Brittany Renner, anybody? Amongst other people, that lesser IG models do the same thing, and that's a known thing that IG models charge for their time. And maybe he made an offer that she was willing to accept. And maybe she tried to finesse him. I don't know what the story is. We'll never know what the story is because neither one of them are alive. But I'm sure at some point they're going to go back through her records. They're going to go back through her DMs, and they're going to find out exactly what the exchange was, if they haven't already. But this should be a cautionary tale for renegades. There's rules to this game for a reason. There is. There's rules of conduct, rules to the road for a reason. There's a reason even a common renegade on the street actually has some kind of weapon with her and takes some kind of precaution and possibly would never do it at home. So you allow customer to your house, to the sanctity of your home, which is normally a no-no, and you get got because you didn't follow the rules of the road. You didn't follow the rules of the game. And this should be a cautionary tale for other young women in such a circumstances, or we're actually going to be in certain circumstances. OnlyFans girls, IG models, chicks trying to do this stuff on Facebook or dating apps, as they get more predatory and desperate, that this kind of stuff is coming. So I think she's not the first. Miss Moore is not the first. She probably won't be the last. And unless the women get a lot smarter, this is going to be prevalent. Because it used to be. It used to be a lot more prevalent back in the day. I think since they've gotten a lot more women off the streets, it's not as prevalent. But a lot of women, as Pimp Guy was saying, are not built for this. And I don't think Miss Mercedes is built for this. I think she was good looking. She was enhanced. And this internet, the social media, kind of separates you from reality. The street teaches you reality. I can say that. The street will teach you reality because you in close proximity on a daily basis with dozens of people. So a woman out there is in close proximity with dozens of men, and she's going to meet all types, and she's going to be in potential danger in each encounter. And that's where you have to look at it. And sometimes the internet and social media softens or cushions us from the actual reality of the world. Anytime you interact with somebody that you don't know, that you don't trust, that you haven't vetted, it's potentially dangerous. It is potentially dangerous. And that hasn't gotten through to a lot of women. Hopefully this case, this woman's sacrifice won't go in vain. And then women that will come after her doing this renegade stuff will actually start taking heed and taking notes and adhering to the rules of the game. And also for the brothers out there that want to go out there and partake with these kind of women or in these situations, that you got to adhere to the rules of the game, because you're just as vulnerable as she is. Because you could be walking into a situation and you're just as liable to disappear or to die or get robbed or whatever. And that has been happening. Well, that's been happening for the past few years with these dating apps and Instagram and stuff like that. That even happens on Tinder, where guys have gotten lured into traps and some of them have been killed. The social media cushions us and makes us feel way too comfortable about interacting with strangers and walking into unknown environments. I grew up in the hood. I'm still in the hood. Now, did I go to an upper middle class school? Yes, I did. Have I been in upper middle class environments? Yes, I have. But all the same, I grew up in the hood. And one thing we've learned in the hood is not to walk into unfamiliar environments. When a hood guy like me walks into an unfamiliar environment, all of a sudden our spidey senses go on 10. When an unfamiliar person that I have not vetted walks into my house, my spidey senses go on 10. There's one thing, there's a lot of things I've done, okay? One of the few things I've ever done is allow an unvetted person into my homestead. Like, so when I was young, if you was a random chick that I just met, it took you at least a couple of weeks before you can even get invited to my house. I had to vet you before you get invited into my homestead, and I'm a man. Can't imagine what a woman would do that's an Instagram model, invited a guy to come 1,500 miles, come see her, invite her into her sanctuary without having precautions in place. Now, maybe she's already been with this guy. Maybe she's flown out a couple of times. Maybe she's gotten comfortable. Possibly that'll be told eventually. But I hope that this is a cautionary tale that life is real. And the street is always just 2 steps away. Everybody thinks we live in these suburban neighborhoods and we're away from all these so-called barbaric situations because we don't have dope dealers or gangsters running up and down your streets. Okay, streets are always there. I don't care where you are. You can travel 10,000 miles, and I have. And guess what? You step out onto that road with people, the street is still there. They speak a different language, but it's still the street. And trust and believe, my spidey senses got me out of a whole lot of stuff that I could have gotten involved in. Okay, I could have gotten mixed up in, and it steered me the right way. And I think a lot of people, a lot of these younger folks, millennials and whatnot, that maybe they were never brought up with that spidey sense. Maybe they don't believe the street is real. Maybe the internet has taught them that there's a cushion, that it's not real, that people talk in mess or people seem a little bit off. It will not impact my life. And they bring that social media, the internet world, where you have all these barriers between you, and you bring it into the real world. Not always a good idea. The internet world and the real world don't always mix. I think that's what's going on today with all this mix-up and all this confusion and all this stuff going haywire. They're trying to mix what goes on social media in with their real life, sometimes with disastrous results, and I think this is one of them. For all you renegades out there, good luck. I would tell you be safe, and if nothing else, the little voice in your head that's telling you not to do something, start listening to it, because it could keep you alive and it could keep you from being a Mercedes Moore. Anyhow, that's all I got for this one. I had to drop this off because a lot of people have asked me about what do I think about it. Dr. Neil and Keep It 100 actually did a good job on it along with Green Gorilla. They actually did a 2-hour discussion on it, and I think they pretty thoroughly went over it. I might drop the link in the description, go over and listen to them. Because when I heard it, I wasn't really that interested in it because I heard it too many times over my 60 years. Okay, we just arrested a dude that killed 100 prostitutes over a period of 40 years, and these guys are out there. These guys are out there, and you got to be cautious. Anyhow, with that, I'm gonna jump off here. This is BGS out, and I'll see you guys.